Hello everyone and welcome to the 2021 Chainhawk Open, taking place December 3rd through the 5th. Today we're at the Jonesville Park Disc Golf Course. We got the Chase card action. This is the front nine, and well, we kind of have Calvin Heimburg. He's going to be joining us and checking in with us from time to time. And on the tee, the legendary JohnE McCray. He comes in at 9 under par after the opening round.
Please welcome Ryan Perkins.
And thanks to our announcer, I caught a few of the names. Had to put them together so you guys could hear it. Ryan Perkins with the forehand. Third to tee, James Bergman, otherwise known as Jimmy, I've learned. That's not enough turn for Jimmy.
Now on the long pad, please welcome Calvin Heimburg.
And know that announcing was not real time. That was a little bit of editing on my end. As Calvin comes in short, finds where the short pin is.
So Calvin, just for the fans, can we clarify you declined being mic'd up even though everybody wanted it?
I decline being mic'd up. I know Terry has this antique equipment. It's super bulky, and I just didn't want to carry it around all day. So if you guys could support him a little better, you get some lighter equipment, maybe I'd be mic'd up.
All right, well, we appreciate it. Good luck this round.
Thank you.
Can I come to you for insights?
Yeah, you can come to me for insights. I'm here. I'm just not carrying a mic. Too heavy.
Okay.
Yeah.
The microphone's at way less than a disc, I know. I mentioned this yesterday in talking about miking up Casey. Some of our players actually are not a fan of having it done, and I feel like they feel in an awkward position as if maybe they have to, or it's become customary or standard by now. But believe it or not, some of the players actually don't love doing it. And Jimmy struggles here in the early goings. Calvin is left with this little bit of a window. Certainly a makeable putt. And Ryan, does he not know who he's playing with? That's a bold move to step up and attempt a turbo putt in front of JohnE McCray. And Johnny says, simmer down, fella. I'll show you how to put this one in for birdie. Jimmy with a little work left to walk away with the bogey. And pars for the other two. So JohnE McCray will retain the honors, and they head over to hole number 2, just 230 feet straight ahead.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah, right back.
And a perfect kick back to the pin that he didn't even realize. Ryan's going to take a little different route here, going out and around with the overturned forehand. I'm guessing most of you went out and watched last year's footage that I put out just to prep for what you would see this weekend. And in doing so, you'll see that there's a number of pins that are different this year than what I saw last year. And that's at both of the courses. So they kind of change it up as to what you're seeing year in and year out. Not necessarily all the longest pins to all the longest pads. That's something that I've noticed here.
If I could get just you two.
Jimmy immediately erases the bogey. All right, all right. I see what you're working with here, Ryan. Calvin also looking for his first birdie of the round. Count it. And quick work of hole number 2 as JohnE McCray will step up. This is somewhat a must-get birdie coming in at 2.53. Far more birdies than bogeys or pars. And we're going to move on. Double G, big shout out. I'll be giving away some of his jerky throughout the entire weekend. I ordered a whole bunch for my tournament last weekend. Now I've got extra to share with you guys. Here's McCray.
Nice.
Again, looking at last year's footage, this route was not nearly as open. In fact, I don't remember, I think maybe only one person took this route last year. So I'm not sure if a few trees fell or if they were intentionally taken down, but definitely a different look from what we saw in the 2020 version. Great shot by Heimburg. Just 260 feet. As I pan over and look at the Anheuser or the forehand route that I feel like I've seen in the past, and stepping up for the jump putt.
That would have been nice.
How far was that?
150 probably? 140?
No big deal for Jimmy. I remember thinking as he was lining that up, like, who is this guy? Is he jump putting? What is he doing? And then I see Ryan throwing the vertical grenade shot. These Florida men are definitely different. That is Safety Harbor. Here's Calvin. Calvin comes into the round rated 1048. You'll learn later that I should have done that research prior to the round. And Ryan not able to save the par. Ryan's listed as an amateur with a 983 rating out of Jacksonville. James also on the card, rated 976 out of New Smyrna. Of course, JohnE McCray, 49-year-old JohnE McCray, rated 1020. And if he's not Florida disc golf, I don't know who is. We're going to move over to hole 4. Well, maybe once Ryan taps in. Okay, now let's head over to 4. I catch up with Calvin there.
You want me to say something, Terry?
Yep. I was thinking about how that route was very different last year on the previous hole. Yes or
I
no?
wasn't here last year or the year before that.
Well, I was.
So it was very different 3 years ago.
You went with the Anheuser a couple years ago?
Yeah, or just like a forehand into the first tree probably. That's probably more likely. Same play. They both get bogeys.
Not today, though.
Not today. They opened up this nice backhand route. I don't know why they did it. The hole was
I don't know what route you're talking
way
about.
more challenging before.
What'd you throw?
Threw a new disc. It's called the Toro. It's approved, so you know, all you people that are gonna ask if it's approved in the comments, it's approved. It's been approved for a while, it just hasn't been released.
But they are not sponsoring this video coverage, so I may beep that out.
Okay. Well, I didn't say any manufacturer name. I just said a disc name. Do you have to beep that out?
Nope.
Okay.
I feel like Kelvin giving us a little bit of insight. The Toro. And I'm sure if you follow Kelvin extensively, you know a little something about it. Maybe we'll touch on that later. Here's JohnE McCray on the T of 4. And again, you can't ask for much more than that. We saw the park job back on 2, which was a tap in. He's off to a great start. We're going to start chalking that up as another birdie. And Calvin lets that leak to the right. It's going to be about circle's edge, somewhat obstructed. Jimmy looking for the flip. Jimmy told me he's sponsored by OTB as well as Pro Discus. Of course, we know JohnE McCray with Latitude 64, Calvin with Innova. And what a tree kick. I think Ryan is sponsored by that tree.
Trying.
It certainly is trying. Draws metal. Apparently, he just has to be able to see the basket. And from there, he's going to draw metal or put it in. I think things are heating up for him. And here's Calvin. Picks up another birdie. That's a turkey. 2, 3, and 4. Let's see if Ryan can take advantage of the little tree kick that he had. And no, that is left side. Jimmy taps in. Doesn't get much closer than that for JohnE McCray. And what a start. He's got the first 4 through 4 holes. If I didn't know any better, I think he's trying to get away from me on the chase card coverage. Big shout out to Ledgestone and their insurance pro shop. Well, they have insurance, but also their pro shop for discs. Here's JohnE McCray ripping on hole 5, 479 feet. You see the OB all along the right-hand side. Then, of course, the road is OB on the left. Not much wind to speak of. I think of being here last year and dealing with the wind that was blowing into their face. Today, very calm. Temperatures in the mid-70s. And Calvin, 15, maybe 18 feet deep of the pin. Clips a little cabbage. Oh, it finds inbounds. Again, if he can see the basket, I assume he's at least drawing metal. And Ryan said he's got to get a little bit more creative. He doesn't have the power that Calvin and Johnny have. So he said that was a halo turn. Trying to play the full flex. See if Jimmy can convert on a long one here.
It's going to happen. At some point it will happen.
Don't make promises you can't keep, Jimmy. And this is at least pin high and in a really good position because he has, of course it's uphill, but he's basically pin high with the basket, giving him a good look at it. Nice backstop behind it. Now here's McCray. He's also deep of the pin. And this plays a touch under the 479. It is slightly downhill, but not by much. McCray for birdie. So just off the mark, but it does sit down for him. That looked, as Kelvin said, that looked a little bit on the right side. I know I certainly gasped for a moment thinking that was going to come out, and he had just given away a birdie. Nice firm comeback for Jimmy. He'll remain at 9 under. Ryan looking to do the same. McCray for his par. We have 3 pars in the birdie.
So the lesson learned here today is even when you don't concentrate on your 16-footers, they still go in.
Wow, sounds like a pro tip. Do
No,
you have to
it's-
be like 1050 for that?
I'm not 1050, so
Ouch.
maybe I just got lucky.
That's what it looked like.
Better lucky than good. Better lucky than good.
That's one way to look at it, Kelvin. We head over to hole number 6. 281. This is a very attackable shot with just the slightest incline, and then it's got the hill behind it. So even if you throw a little bit deep, you're coming back slightly downhill. This is just as stock of a hyzer shot as they get, though.
Right back. Nice time. Wow. Got late. Nice shot.
I'm guessing there's at least 2/3 of your bag you could throw.
Turning.
Well, okay, don't throw something flippy. Or if you do, don't throw it in that direction. And
Red. Good red.
and he gets the red paddle. So Jimmy's going to be out of bounds.
Get in.
I thought I had the distance to get over there. Thank you.
And Jimmy calls a provisional here. They aren't positive if there's any form of a drop zone up ahead or if it's just where you were last in bounds. But he did call provisional right before that throw. Ultimately, he played it correctly in that. You just simply go to where you were last in bounds. He never found this inbounds area. So this is for his bogey. And he stabs it in there.
I'm making myself make a lot of fuss today.
You see, of course, Johnny's wife, Jen, out there on the bag. And Johnny finds the bottom of the basket. That's another birdie, off to a great start. He goes from just barely squeaking one in on 5 to then going with the bag on putt on 6. That is, I don't know, is that confidence or is that cockiness? You guys tell me in the comment section. Holy cow. All right, I'm going to head over to the catch cam position here on 7, 405 feet, slightly downhill. That sounds pretty square with that tree. To about the 280, maybe the 300 mark. Johnny steps up next. Almost the exact same spot. If there was an X on that tree, I think they probably both hit it. See if Ryan can make the adjustment. Does it hook up at the end? No. And then Ryan, I believe that hit the short pin PVC pipe. It looks like Jimmy with our last chance for a park job. Oh, I'm liking the angle. And he's deep, solid shot for Jimmy. Calvin's bid just over the top. McCray will have almost the exact same putt. So McCray looking to pick up just his second par of the round if he completes that. See if Ryan's got any magic from circle 2, but it's just off the pole. At this point, I've been looking ahead. We've occasionally caught up with the third card and not seeing anyone making too many moves. See Evan Gerthy, Garrett Gerthy, I believe Isaac Mars along with Lance. Oh, and Jimmy's got the chance but doesn't capitalize there. But I was keeping an eye on the scores, taking a look ahead, and not much to check in with those guys, as we did catch them right around this spot on the course. And Johnny is actually waiting for them to putt on 8. I turned around. Thank goodness I kept the camera rolling, because then before I could even turn back around, he was already putting. So he's in for the par. And unfortunately, we're going to see a, I don't know if you'd call it a star par. It's a par frame. I wouldn't say anything star about it. Just 2 holes left in the front 9. .320 feet. Real gentle bend from left to right with the backhand turnover. Pretty much what you see there by Heimburg. Leaves a little meat on the bone. Johnny lower, a little more power. And a much better result. McCray on the dance floor. And the forehand is flipped up there by Ryan. And there is plenty of trouble on that left-hand side, so you want to be fully committed to turning this over. And it makes for a beautiful shot if you do it. Surprised to not see some more effective forehands there. But it does set up really well for a gentle turnover shot. And Ryan's going to have to get creative here. Looks good. I want to thank all of you guys. I had a lot of comments and messages. So many of you reached out. A nice firm putting stroke by Jimmy.
I'll make one.
You sure did. But I was saying just thank you to so many of you that reached out. Hope you guys are enjoying the coverage here at the 10th annual Chainhawk Open. Large reason I'm able to provide the coverage that I am is thanks to my Patreon account. So please consider becoming a patron over there at patreon.com/thediscgolfguy. And I can get better equipment thanks to Kelvin. And for the record, Kelvin was kidding. I have the exact same pocket mics that I think you see from all the other teams that are out there doing this type of coverage. Johnny picks up another birdie. Ryan's gonna
Good old last second audible.
Ryan's gonna run it in. And that is for his par. And just one hole left to play in the front nine.
Thank you.
Great gallery that's out here. They've been taking in the lead card and the chase card action. And we head over to the tight, hole number 9. This is a dog leg to the left, and I'm standing just about at the spot that is pin high. As you can see, I'm about 70, maybe 75 feet from the pin, dead straight of the players. They want to be hyzering just in front of my face if possible. And that's going to be trouble for McCray off on that left side. We'll see if he has any magic he can work from over there. Here comes Jimmy's shot, missing all the trees. And even with the little roll, certainly in makeable range. And Ryan, who's afraid to do anything conventional, goes with the roller. And I'm not second guessing the roller play. It just feels like it's a stylistic thing that I've picked up from Ryan here in 9 holes. He likes to get very creative and find anything else he can to do that's not necessarily the stock or a standard shot. And his second shot goes out of bounds. He'll be able to take it from where it was last in bounds, still giving him an open look. And here's Johnny getting creative. The forehand roller puts him right up there for a look at saving par.
Johnny.
And a missed opportunity as he had such a great recovery shot. And just like that, we see that Johnny's going to take a bogey, fall back to 14. And Heimburg, with a birdie, can also get to 14 here. Heimburg answers. They're going to be all knotted up at 14 under par. And Kelvin telling us that's a bonus birdie. Certainly plays as one of the more difficult holes. 370 feet, average 3.14. Jimmy picks up the birdie. Great bounce back after some of his struggles back there on hole 7. And Ryan struggling mightily with 9, trying to close it out. And I'm going to close things out. Thank you to all of the supporters of the event. Thank you to all of the sponsors and anyone else you've seen in the transition screens that come in between the holes. I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment so you can win yourself some jerky. We've got some goodies, including the back 9 of round 2, coming up in just a moment. We'll see you guys coming to you from Gainesville, Florida.